Welcome back to Pennies and Plans, where we explore all things finance and early retirement related. In this episode, we're discussing the world of AirBNB, the online platform that has revolutionised the way we book accommodations. We'll cover the advantages and disadvantages of using AirBNB, and we'll share our process and personal experiences before finishing off with our top 21 tips. So let's get started. Before we jump into our experiences, our process and our tips for using AirBNB, let's quickly cover what AirBNB is all about. AirBNB was founded in 2008 as an online marketplace that connects travellers with hosts who offer unique accommodations around the world. Whether you're looking for a cosy apartment, a beachside villa, or even a treehouse, AirBNB has it all. The Airbnb platform, as of December 2022, had over 6.6 million listings in more than 220 countries. So there's something to suit every budget and travel style. It has also expanded in recent years to offer additional items such as activities, experiences, and tours with hosts. The system relies heavily on reviews and ratings from both the hosts and the guests, and it has had both positive and negative impacts on local economies, as well as being involved in some legal challenges in certain cities and regions around the world. This slide shows some of the fast facts to do with Airbnb. Hello and welcome to our channel. We are Lizzie and Bob. We're in our 50s, we live in Glasgow, Scotland, and we're heading towards our goal of early retirement by making plans and being careful with our money. Retirement really does throw up so many questions, but hopefully we can break these areas down into manageable and sensible sections that will help us with our plans, choices and decisions. We hope you enjoy and come along with us on this journey. So now let's talk about the main advantages of using Airbnb for your travel accommodations. Firstly, it's cost effective. Airbnb can be a great option for budget conscious travellers. In many cases you can find affordable accommodations that provide excellent value for money, especially if you're travelling with a group or a family. Additionally, having access to a kitchen can help you save on dining expenses by preparing your meals in your accommodation. This was one of the key reasons why we started using Airbnbs from about 2012, when our kids were young and fussy eaters. Here is a snapshot of our Airbnb costs over the years for a family of 4, which on the whole are much cheaper than they would have been for an equivalent stay in a hotel. And you can see the images of some of these places as we continue. One of the biggest advantages of Airbnb is the incredible variety of accommodations available. From traditional homes to offbeat properties, you can find something that truly reflects the local culture and adds an extra layer of authenticity or novelty to your travel experience. Plus, with unique amenities and personalised touches, Airbnb rentals offer a more homely and comfortable atmosphere than traditional hotels, so you can usually find something that is most suitable for your requirements, regardless of what stage in life you are at or what type of traveller you are, be it a young family, a retired couple, or a young person. Airbnb accommodations can offer amenities such as kitchens, laundry facilities, and living spaces, providing more space and flexibility compared to hotel rooms. The hotel costs for a family of 4 are usually quite high, and then when you add in the cost of a dining out, it just becomes unaffordable for many. If we hadn't used Airbnb, then we would not have been able to afford the shared travel experiences that we had with our kids. In addition, when you travel with children, you really do need more space than you get with a family hotel room, and you don't need the bother of a cleaner to come in every day to clean and make beds. Also, when staying at an Airbnb, you have the opportunity to interact with your host, who can provide valuable insights and recommendations about the local area. From hidden gems to must-see attractions, you'll get an insider's perspective that guidebooks often miss. This local knowledge can enhance your trip and help you discover unique experiences. Renting an entire home or an apartment through Airbnb offers a higher level of privacy compared to staying in a hotel where you share common spaces with other guests. But of course, like any travel option, Airbnb has its downsides. So let's discuss some of the disadvantages. Reliability and consistency. While Airbnb offers a vast selection of accommodations, the quality and consistency can vary. While most hosts are reliable, there's always a chance of encountering listings that don't match the photos or descriptions. To mitigate this risk, it's essential to read reviews and communicate with hosts before booking. Doing your due diligence can help make sure you have a more seamless experience. We experienced a rental in Berlin, Germany that was very well located, but found on arrival that the Wi-Fi was rubbish and it was not very well supplied for kitchen, cooking and crockery items, as well as towels and bedding. We managed, but we learned an important lesson from that experience. Unlike hotels, Airbnb rentals don't always come with the same level of services and amenities. If you're someone who enjoys daily housekeeping, room service, or concierge assistance, you may miss these conveniences when opting for an Airbnb. So it's important to consider your preferences and travel needs before making a decision. Compared to hotels, Airbnb's customer service may be less accessible, especially during non-business hours or in the case of emergencies. Another potential drawback is cancellation policies set by hosts. Unlike hotels with more standardised cancellation terms, Airbnb hosts have varying policies. Some may offer more flexible options, while others may have stricter rules. So it's crucial to review the cancellation policy carefully, especially if your plans are subject to change. Unlike hotels with dedicated cleaning staff, the cleanliness and maintenance of an Airbnb property rely on the host's responsibility, so it's essential to read reviews and communicate with the host to ensure cleanliness standards are met. In some cities and regions of the world, Airbnb has faced some legal and regulatory restrictions, and there can be instances where hosts operate without proper permits or licenses. While Airbnb takes measures to ensure safety, there is still a potential risk when staying in someone else's property. Reading reviews and researching the neighbourhood can help mitigate this concern. In all our time using Airbnb and other accommodation rental sites, we have never experienced any safety concerns or issues, but this may also be down to good common sense, research and some due diligence too. So just to recap, the advantages of Airbnb are cost savings, variety of accommodation, unique and unconventional options, amenities and space, local experiences, and increased privacy. Disadvantages: the lack of consistency, customer service, cancellation policies, cleaning and maintenance, legal and regulatory issues, and safety concerns. So let's imagine you're planning to visit Glasgow, Scotland for 5 nights in July 2024. Let's run through how we would search for this. How I would start would obviously be into your main area where you put in you want to go to Glasgow, and let's say we're going to go in July 2020. So let's say we're going to go Monday the 5th to Saturday the 6th. So we're checking out on the 6th. That's 5 nights. And we're going to say that there is 2 people. Okay, so the first thing I would normally do is I would already have had an idea as to roughly where I would want to stay. So if we use the map, and I know that I want to kind of stay perhaps in this area. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I need to go to the filters, and I want the whole house. I don't want to have a room. I want the whole house. It needs to have at least 1 bedroom, and it needs to have at least beds for 2 people, or a bed for 2 people. Yeah, we want a bathroom. I don't mind whether it's a house, so it can be a house or it can be a flat. Then I would go through the amenities that are necessary. So I want a Wi-Fi, I want a kitchen area. Don't mind so much about the dryer. I want a wash machine. Don't need a workspace as such. I need heating. I want a hairdryer, TV. You're not going to get most of those things in Glasgow. Okay, I don't mind any of these. I'm going to, for this instance, I'm going to say I want a super host, so somebody who's used to having guests staying, because they generally have a better idea of what's expected and a sort of slicker process. So at the moment, it's going to show me 97. Now what I should have done actually, which I didn't do, is I'm going to go back. I don't want the really expensive, because I've already said my maximum is up to say £500. Don't think I'm going to get very much for this. Right, okay, so my estimated costs are probably going to be out by quite a bit, because at the moment there is only 2. So, okay, let's have a look at this one. It's in the West End, so it's quite a nice area, the West End. Let's have a look. And what I would tend to do is check out the pictures really well. Check out the pictures really well to make sure what you're getting. So I can see it's got a kitchen, and hopefully we'll see a wee bit more detail. Yeah, there's some spices. It looks like there's things. This to me looks like it is somebody's house, and they perhaps rent it out at certain times of the year. There's a bed. I'm not sure about the windows because that looks like it's underneath something that looks like there's a wall there. So it might be it might be a basement flat as such. So I don't know if I like this because I don't know if that's actual bars on. Nice shower, nice and clean. Yeah, again, nice and bright, but it looks like it's a basement flat, so it looks like you're not really seeing anything other than a wall. Yeah, this looks like it will be one of these areas down here. It'll be a flat like down here. So obviously part of a communal garden there. Not very many, 12 pictures, so not an awful lot of pictures. Some of the quality of the pictures not that great. It's all right. Looks comfortable enough. Television's a bit small. It's not thrilling me. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go back to my list. So I'll take this one out. I know I don't want this one that's away over here because it's just not in the area that I want. So I'm going to have to go back to some filters. And I'm going to have to up my price a little bit. So let's go up to here. Right, let's see what we've got now. Okay, so we've got a little bit more. Let's close this back down again. It's shown us a bit more, and if we just increase versus slightly again. Now I know where I'm looking to be. So this area is all quite nice. You've got university, you've got Kelvin Hall, you've got the park, so it's quite a nice area around about here. So let me have a look and see what we've got here. So that's this one. Have a look at this one. Yeah, that looks nice. So what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a picture is if we've been out sightseeing all day, we want to come back and we want to chill and we want to relax. I always like to have a table, and I like to have 4 chairs if possible because, again, if you're going to an area where you meet folk or you've got friends, then it always gives you an opportunity to be able to say, well, look, let's have dinner in our house or in our place tonight. Also, if you've got kids, it's ideal if you've got a place where you've got a table, so at least you can have breakfast, dinner, you can do some work, you've got your computer space. These couches look really nice and comfortable. It's nice and bright. Nice stairs. That looks like a lovely communal area entranceway. And that's fine. Yep. Kitchen's a bit narrow and small, but it looks functional. And bedroom. Clean. Looks like baby changing area. Oh, looks like 2 bedrooms. It's got 2 bedrooms. This is another one where it looks like it's a basement flat because you've got a wall straight. You're looking out to a wall, so that looks like another basement flat. Yeah, definitely a basement flat. So it can be quite dark at night. Okay, 22 pictures. So what I would just tend to do is go through various ones, and anything that I like, if I think, yep, that's a possibility, then I would add it onto my little like areas. Look at this one. Nice area, yeah, nice. Oh, okay, quite bare, comfortable enough couch. Looks like it's got a much nicer view. I prefer that view. I like the table being right at the window. Nice fireplace. Usable kitchen because it's got some utensils. Yeah, Bedroom's nice, plenty of storage space. That looks fine. Yep, bathroom. Okay, so what I tend to do is I go through, look at the ones that are possibles. If I quite like them, then I will add them to my little favourite list, and I'll make a favourites list up if I've not got one. You can also look at the prices of your different ones, and sometimes I do think it's worthwhile spending that little bit extra if you feel that it's really going to make the stay better. And you think it's worth it. There's nothing worse being in a place where you don't enjoy as much, and you think, I wish I'd just pay that little bit extra to fully enjoy your space. Okay, so I like having lots of pictures, but then also what I like to do is I like to look at how many people have they had to stay and what's the reviews like. So if, for example, I'm going to pick one that's maybe got a lower number. Right, so let's say we pick this one. And really what I'm looking at is I'm just looking at the reviews. Perfect location, subway nearby, 15 minutes downtown. Next subway, accommodation perfect, good location, nice by the river. So it's got 42 reviews, and I would tend to go through the different reviews and just see if there was anything that cropped up or any issues. Go back, let's see another one. 4.8. The other thing, you've got this one here as a superhost, so that's quite useful. If you find that you're not getting very many hits in terms of what's available, then you can maybe perhaps alter your dates, or you can alter your filters. Taking some of the items off your filter list may open up different areas. That said, you might also find that, I can't get anything right where I'm looking for, so maybe I'm going to have to just come out that little bit further. So maybe you're planning to come out or walk a little bit further. So let's say, as an example, there's another superhost, and we can get to see what's in this area. Okay, and what sort of reviews this person has and the total price. I'd also check cancellation policies, check the detail that's written and how much detail it's got. Has it got everything that you're looking for? And if there is anything that is you're not quite sure about, then I would contact the host and ask before a book. Okay, so that's a bit of a run through in terms of how I would tend to whittle down what I'm looking for and where it is. Ultimately, we also go on what we like to see in an apartment. So, of course, it's got to be clean, but we get a feel from, we like a sort of home from home type of vibe. Sometimes we'll go for something that's a bit completely different, and maybe whether it's something quite unique, eccentric, maybe with antiques or just something that's a bit different from what we would normally go, because sometimes we're looking for that different experience. If we go abroad, and especially when we were younger and the kids were young, we would always look for somewhere that had either a balcony, a rooftop terrace, or an outdoor garden space, just so that when the kids were in their bed sleeping at night, we could have sit outside with a glass of wine, and just plan our next day, or reminisce about what we'd done that day, and that was always really good. I do think it's worthwhile. Sometimes you get photographs that are very arty, so you maybe get photos like this and it's like, oh, that looks very nice, but you don't get an awful lot of detail. And some people are very good at taking pictures on the sort of wide angle, so the rooms and the areas, the spaces look a lot bigger than they actually are. So it's worthwhile just really scrutinising what's in the area and trying to picture yourself there, and would you be comfortable? Does it have what you would need or not? For us, we usually get a feel of something whether we would like it or not. So we wouldn't like some of the basement flats because they would just feel too cooped up for us. Okay, so that's basically our search and how we would do a search. So now to quickly run through our top 21 tips. 1. Determine your budget for accommodation and filter your search results on Airbnb accordingly to focus on the listings within your price range. 2. Utilise the advanced search filters on Airbnb to narrow down your options based on factors like location, amenities, property type, and guest reviews. 3. Consider booking with superhosts who are experienced hosts with a track record of providing excellent hospitality and receiving positive reviews. 4. Take the time to read through guest reviews and ratings for the listings you're interested in. Pay attention to both positive and negative feedback to get a comprehensive understanding of the property and host. 5. Carefully review the listing description and amenities provided. Make sure the accommodation meets your specific needs and preferences. 6. Be aware of any additional costs such as cleaning fees, service charges, or security deposits, and factor these into your budget calculations. 7. Don't settle for the first listing you come across. Take the time to compare similar listings in terms of location, amenities, and prices to ensure you're getting the best value for your money. 8. Keep an eye out for discounted rates or special offers on Airbnb. Hosts sometimes offer lower prices for longer stays or during off-peak seasons. 9. Take into account the location of the accommodation and its proximity to the places you plan to visit. Factor in transportation costs if necessary. 10. Utilise the map feature in Airbnb to visualise the location of listings and their proximity to key attractions, transportation hubs, or desired neighbourhoods. 11. Look at the photos carefully. What are they not shown? Do you have enough detail about the actual accommodation, or are you seeing photos of the building, general areas, and the neighbourhoods? 12. Read the descriptions carefully. Do they match the criteria? Is anything not quite clear? 13. As you browse through listings, use the Save feature to create a short list of accommodations you're interested in and that meet your criteria. This helps you compare and revisit them later. 14. If your travel dates are flexible, use the Flexible Dates feature on Airbnb to explore different pricing options and potentially find better deals. 15. Prices on Airbnb can vary depending on demand and availability. Booking well in advance can often help you secure better rates. 16. Understand the host's cancellation policy before making a booking. Consider your flexibility and potential risks when selecting a listing with a specific policy. 17. Instant booking listings allow you to book immediately without waiting for host approval, which can provide convenience and peace of mind. 18. If you have any specific questions or requirements, reach out to the hosts directly to clarify any concerns and gauge their responsiveness and willingness to accommodate your needs. 19. Prompt and clear communication from hosts during the inquiry or booking process can indicate their reliability and responsiveness during your stay. 20. If something seems unclear or suspicious, trust your instincts and consider exploring other options that give you more confidence. And finally, 21. Remember to be respectful of the host's rules, property, and neighbours during your stay to maintain a positive relationship and potentially receive positive reviews. As with any travel accommodation option, there are pros and cons to using Airbnb. It offers a diverse range of unique and affordable accommodations, giving you a chance to experience local culture in a more personal way. However, there can be reliability concerns and differences in service levels compared to hotels. By carefully researching listings, reading reviews, and communicating with hosts, you can enhance your chances of having a fantastic stay. For us, we will continue to use Airbnb and other similar type rental booking sites for our future travel accommodation needs. They have served us well to date, and although some things have changed over the years, we think there will still be a place and market for this type of platform and accommodation in the future. Thanks for watching and listening. We hope you found this information valuable, and if you are on a similar journey to us, then please consider liking, subscribing and dinging that bell for future updates. In the meantime, it's onwards and upwards towards retirement for us.